Hello and welcome to another mini lesson. So it is me again, as expected, Lucy, the themtrepcoach. Can we just, alright, we need to talk about this. Like, we are in isolation and I'm wearing jeans for this occasion. That just demonstrates how special that this is to me, okay? I don't wear jeans for nobody. Anyway, jeans aside, into the mini lesson for this week, which is about choosing a good audition song. Teachers used to say to me very early on when I was young and inexperienced, teachers would say you need to choose a good audition song. Make sure that your audition song is good quality, it is a good song. And I was like, what does that like mean? Do you mean where I can sing the highest? Do you mean I can make people laugh the most? Do you mean I can, well, what's a good song? Is a good song from Wicked? Is that a good song? Because it's popular musical, does that mean it's good? What's it good? Wow, good. I think I've kind of figured out what good means by asking yourself a few easy questions. Alright, first question to ask yourself, which sometimes we brush over really easily, but it actually is a really important. Does this song excite or inspire me? If you do not like the song that you're singing or it doesn't inspire you to work on, it's gonna show. It just will. So, and I know some of you might be like thinking, but like, I've been told that even if I don't like the song, I have to make it work. So shouldn't I just make it work? Yes, 100%. Like, look, if you get cast in Fiddler and you have to sing Matchmaker every single frickin' night and you hate that song, like I do, then yeah, you gotta make it work. But that doesn't mean that you have to make that choice. It doesn't mean that you should make that choice. If you do have the choice to bring something in, which in auditions you normally do, then bring in something that does excite or inspire you, because it will mean that you put your best foot forward and you put the most amount of work that you can into that song, and that will just shine through your body. And also you'll practice it more. Like, if you don't like the song, you will practice it till it's good and then put it in the cupboard. But if you are really excited and inspired by the song, then you will just want to practice it every day for the rest of your life. Why did I go Russian? Next question to ask yourself is, can I sing this literally every day in my life? And what I mean by that is, like, from a vocal standpoint, is like, is it within your comfortable range? Like, I mean, sure, maybe you've put on your CV or whatever that you can sing to a B, and maybe you can only do that on a good day. But don't take the risk if you're going into an audition. Just pick the song that is comfortable. Because, like, look, auditions are weird and they're stressful and things happen to your body like that you can't control. Like, you might get shaky, you could get dehydrated, you could get, like, look, random stuff happens. Really, really random stuff happens to you in auditions. We all know that, okay? So you want to go in knowing that you can do it even with all the random. Like, this is kind of why we practice and why we want to get it perfect when we're in the comfort of our own home, is so then you know you have got it. No matter how you feel, no matter what happens, no matter how weirdly they look at you or whether they look at you or not or whatever, you got it. You want to pick something that is when you're within your comfortable range, like literally no matter how you wake up, if you wake up with a cold, if you wake up hungover, if you wake up dehydrated, whatever happens, you can still sing that song, because unless they got perfect pitch, they will not be able to tell if you're actually singing the notes they need. Like, let's say that they go, this character needs a range between like A3 and B5. I'm not sure where those sit on the piano. That could be a really unrealistic range, but whatever. So you don't need to go in singing a B5. If you sing a flat 5, still gonna sound pretty high, still gonna sound pretty impressive given that it's a note that's comfortable for you. And if they go, if they're legitimately interested, if you can sing that exact note, they'll be like, hey, could you just do some scales? Like, they will do that. So there is no pressure on you to show the exact notes. Just go for the ballpark. If you go for the ballpark and it goes well, they'll be like, wow, that was quite high. That character needs to sing quite high. And they seem to be able to sing quite high, quite well. Let's see if they can sing the exact quite high that we need. But if you like squeak or something goes weird, or you for some reason decide you want to include the note and it doesn't go quite right, or something's just not vibing in you that day, then they'll be like, oh, that was quite high. They don't seem comfortable to be able to sing quite high. So maybe it is not worth the stress for us and for them to offer them this role, as it is quite high. It's not an attack, it's not anything, it's just are not sensing that you are comfortable. So do something that's comfortable. Pick something that you can actually sing no matter what is going on for you. Next question is the story clear and non-abstract? Now this question is quite nuanced. As a music theatre nerd / person, you probably know the songs that you're picking very, very well. This verse, it's an allegory, and she's the flower coming out of the soil, and that means that she really loves the sun. It may not communicate the way that it communicates to you. Like, think about it this way. An audition could be as short as 30 seconds. Because if you take the song that you're doing, and let's say like it works in the context of the show and it completely makes sense, you've got 2 hours to think about it, right? Because you have that song, and then it's in the context and other things happen and it kind of pieces together, and it's like, and over the 2 hours you go, the puzzle pieces fall in. In an audition, you don't get that luxury. It's got to be basic. You want it not too complex. If you kind of feel like you're getting in your own head and you don't know, which does happen, the most basic way to do this is just to grab someone, like housemate, mum, dad, person on train, and say or sing the lyrics to them and see if they can kind of grasp what it's about. But even if their interpretation isn't completely accurate, it's better than I don't know. So if you get I don't know, then that's a bit of a red flag. Or if they're completely off the mark, like, you know, your character is gardening and you're like, no, they're singing about their dead father, then that is also a red flag. Kind of the last question to consider is there is this song, Too Iconic or Super Popular, which, again, it's a bit nuanced and it's a bit case-to-case basis, but pretty much like the reason why you don't want to do something that's super iconic or popular is because in an audition you just want to show off yourself and what you do best. And look, if you sing Defying Gravity like a boss, then like, I don't see why you shouldn't do it. But you don't want to be compared to the super iconic people that do it, like Idina Menzel or Eden Espinosa. Wait, is that how you say her name? Like they are phenomenal singers and phenomenal music theatre performers. I just don't want to be compared to those two, because if you're not, like, you don't want to be compared to them, and you don't want to be compared to anyone. You just want to come in and do you. That's it. You might as well, like, there are plenty of songs that achieve the same purpose and have the same range and have the same vibe, like a similar vibe in storytelling, that you can pick over that. There's plenty. Also, things that are iconic that maybe aren't necessarily as popular as that, but just get done a lot. Like, look, you don't want to be the 5th version of On My Own they've seen that day. Put yourself in their shoes for a second and just imagine it's like, maybe not the 5th, maybe more extreme, like the 20th. The 20th, oh. Like, I like Les Mis, but I don't know if I want to hear On My Own 20 times in a row, or 20 times in one day. You like the feeling you're feeling right now of 20 versions of On My Own, you don't want another person to feel that feeling about you. Suddenly, I want to come in, like, I love it. I get a little kick when I come in and I say the title of my song and they're like, oh, don't know that one. I'm like, oh, well, let me show you. I love it. So, you know, but I would hate to come in and say the song title and they're like, cool. Let me just brace myself. Okay. No, I'm ready. I don't love that. They don't love that. No one's loving it. Let's just bring in something fresh so then we can all love this process, because it's such a weird, unpleasant process anyway. So let's just be fun, funky, fresh. That is pretty much that. So as you can kind of see, some of those questions are quite nuanced and they are specific for case to case. So if you want assistance on how yours applies, then I can help with that, and I can help you with your specific requirements for a song. So go to my website, www.themtrepcoach.com, or send me a cheeky email, themtrepcoach@gmail.com, and we can get you going. So I do want to specifically mention one of my services, which is the online ongoing intensive. It is $30 a month, which, if you think about it, is actually nothing when you go through everything that it includes. So there is a weekly newsletter that you will get with just lots of fun little facts and resources that could inspire you. Our weekly check-in, so we'll go through your like goals and what you want, and you'll just basically get an email from me being like, girl, have you done it? Have you done it? And then we can chat about it and talk about things that you should approach for next week if you're not approaching it, or basically what the next step is for you. You can submit a video to me every month and get feedback on it, again, to keep you progressing. And then on top of that, you can pretty much just ask me anything you like whenever you want. $30 a month. Okay? I know a lot of people are going during this weird time, are going through financial struggles and mental struggle. You can be kept accountable and still keep learning and growing, but not break the bank too much, which is my goal. I want everybody to be good. I want everybody to have the opportunity to shine. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'll see you next week.